Giving honor to the Almighty, to His Son Yahweh Shai, to the prophets and elders pushing forth this truth, this gospel to the four corners of the earth. To all of Israel, even those mixed in with the other nations, look like the other nations, but are of Israel, according to the seed of their forefathers. To everybody I say shalom, peace, and greetings. Also want to give a double honor to the prophets, the great millstone, because it's through them that I heard this truth. And he that have an ear, let them hear what thus saith the Almighty. Not house, but the Almighty Yahweh. You want to find out the etymology of words, because when you understand the etymology of words, not only does it ground to your understanding, right? And you'll be able to teach with authority, like Yahweh Shai, and I'll get there. But yeah, no, you'll be able to teach with authority. You'll be built on that rock, that solid foundation, if you will. Let me give you an example. First, understand that etymology comes from the Greek word etymologia, right? You break down the prefix and the suffix of that word, etym, meaning sense of truth or truth sense, right? And then ology, we all know what ology is, the study of, right? So etymology, the study of truth, if you will, of whatever it is that you're trying to gain understanding on. That's what I'm dealing with, is the etymology of words. Okay? John 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life." When you understand that word world there, finding the etymology in the text, you go back to the Greek. The word they use there, it's cosmos, which means separate society. What do you mean separate society, House? Altogether separate, not the whole world. Isaiah 28 tells you line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little, right? Isaiah 45:17. "But Israel shall be saved in Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end." Getting the etymology and the understanding of the words in these contexts, and that they're used in this context, in their proper context, will give you better understanding of the word in its entirety. And you'll be able to teach with authority, and you will not be a part of the mass or the masses. Right? But let's get to teaching with authority. So Yahweh Shai was teaching, just to get you caught up. I'm at 7:28. "And it came to pass, when Yahweh Shai ended these sayings, the people were astonished at his doctrine." I know this has happened to some of y'all out there who's in this truth, and you try to tell them this, that, there, and the third, and they're, what? No, man. He came for the whole world. Whole world. You got him, you know? "For he taught them as one having authority." When you go and look at the ultimate etymology of that word authority, it goes back to author. We all know what the author is, right? Who is Yahweh Shai? 1:14 tells you, John 1:14 tells you that the word became flesh. That's why he was teaching with authority. He's the word. It's a spiritual thing. Even so much so, when you read there in the 6th chapter, it tells you, hey, Yahweh Shai says, and I paraphrase, you have to eat my blood. You got to drink my blood. You got to eat my flesh. It's the only way you see in the Father. And even the apostles and scribes and Pharisees murmuring among themselves. Is this a hard here? He says, does this offend you? I know when you're in this truth and you start telling folks this, that, there, and the other, that they take offense, Who are you? Who are you to be telling? And same thing that Yahweh Shai ran into. Ain't this Joseph and Mary's son? Ain't he just can anything good come out of Nazareth? So it's expected. But when you know that you shall know the truth, and it's the truth that'll set you free. That's the oil. You see, you got to stay oiled in this thing, right? So you oil things so the parts can keep moving, you see, and they don't get rusted. And finding out the etymology and understanding that's that oil that keeps you. That way you don't end up like the masses who are unlearned. See, the majority of people fall under these three categories of animals that the occult use. Okay, there's 5 of them that the occult use, but it's 3 that the majority are the mass. Remember that word. They fall under, right? You have the monkey, who mimics or imitates. Then you have the parrot, who copies and mocks. You have the toad, who only learns so much, but then get content and complacent and refuse to go any further. Then you have the owl, of course, and the dragon. These are equivalent to being wise. That's why the occultists or the elites use the owl. The owl can see in the dark. It hunts in the dark. It can see in the dark. That's their way of saying, "Oh yeah, the hidden things. We got that on lock." You want to be in this thing more like the owl and search out. How are the hidden things of Esau, Edom? You got to search him out, man. He's wise. He's wise, man. Granted, we're reading it in his native, in the English, but when you're wise in this thing, it's the glory of the Almighty to conceal a thing, but it's the king will search out a matter. Scripture says, I'm roughly paraphrasing. You can read it. So you want to search, you want to be wise like the owl, if you will, and search out these hidden things so you don't be like the masses or the majority of people. You look up that word mass. That's a Roman Catholic. That's that Catholic crap. It means death. Sacrifice of death. Or sacrifice to death. Look it up. Don't ever take anything I say. I want you to pretend I don't know nothing and you trying to prove me wrong. Go search it out. That's why Yahweh Shai said, let me link that in. 7:13. Enter ye in at the straight gate. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. The masses. Who is that said you can't fool all the people all the time, but you can fool enough to run a country? Who is that enough? The masses. The dead. How are they dead? Because they don't know this truth that's going to lead to life. Because they refuse. Hosea 4:6, my people, the Almighty talks about, his people. It says, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. What is that prefix? Know. What? To know. Not if, faith, hope in. He said, you'll know the truth. It's the truth that's going to set you free. Your hope and faith comes in that you are one of the elect. When Yahweh Shai and the host of angels come and chariots come bursting through the clouds, that you'll be redeemed. That's where your faith and hope should lie. The truth, you'll know the truth though. And it's the truth that's going to set you free from what? Not literally change, but the mental bondage, what the masses of the majority, the dead. Let me keep going. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, few there be that find it. Why? This is a narrow path. Sitting up here studying, searching, trying to find out, growing, and not only a few's going to do it. Only a few's going to try to find out what that word means or where it comes from, where it originated. Why did they use this word instead of that word? Or why they didn't use this word and they used that word? Again, it's the glory of the Almighty to conceal a matter. How are the hidden things of Esau, Edom, Sodom? Come on, man, it's ringing with somebody. You want to be wise in this thing. Because your enemy is wise, the so-called white man. He's wise. Scripture tells you that he's wiser than Daniel. You got to go search out these. You got to go search out and find out things, man. That's the only way. You don't want to fall in with the masses, the many, the dead. You need to be searching for life. And this word is life. That's why Yahweh Shai said, I am that man that leadeth to life, that bread that came. I am that bread that came down from heaven. Yeah, your forefathers ate the manna. I'm the living bread. Proverbs 34. Who is ascended or descended? What is his name? What is his son's name? It's a spiritual thing. You're not going to understand it with by carnal means. That's where the majority, the masses, because they're spiritually dead, cut off, castrated. It's a spiritual thing. John 1:14 tells you that the word became flesh. Yeah, disciples, scribes in Matthew 6, they're confounded. This is a hard hear. He's talking about drinking his blood and eating his flesh. Does this offend you? Again, because whenever the Yahweh Shai taught, he taught with authority. He was an austere man, blunt, straightforward, cut and dry. Spiritual thing. You got to come back to this word. You got to understand this word to the best that the Almighty allows you to. You got to hunger after it, though. You got to thirst after it. Don't be like the toad, complacent, content with what you know thus far, what you learned under Esau, Edom's education system, built on top of nothing but lies and deceit. You got to be wise in this thing, man. Go me over to Proverbs 21:16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding, and all thy getting, get an understanding. But this is what it says here in Proverbs 21:16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain, check this out, in the congregation, the masses, the many, of the dead. I am the way. I am the truth. I am the life. You gotta get back to this word. This is the understanding. This is that wisdom. This is that knowledge. Gotta get that. But I said all that to say this. Finding and searching out a matter, the truth of the true sense of words. That's where it's at, man. That's what's going to build your foundation. You see, and you'll be bold like a lion. You won't be able to waver from off this thing. Nobody be able to shoot some doctrine at you. The Saudis are Esau, Edom. No, man. Nope. And here's why. Latinos, Negroes, Native Indians, Hispanics, those aren't the true Hebrew Israelites. Nope. And here's why. Folks going all day gonna try to shoot BS doctrine. You're gonna have the scoffers, because they're spiritually dead. They're gonna be spitting all kind of nonsense your way. Oh no, we take communion and get away. Nope. No light there. You to the law, to the testimony. Okay, you ain't got it, man. You're not in this truth. Everything I say and do is all out of love. I just want you to, if anything, I'm just stressing. Be wise in this thing. Try to understand what you can to the best that you can, or that the Almighty allows. But you got to hunger and thirst for it. You draw nigh to Him, He'll draw nigh to you. I hope this lesson edifies in some way. I was a little amped up today because I had one brother sit up there and tell me trying to shoot that nonsense, trying to shoot that nonsense my way, and I sit up there and say, he said no, he said the Saudi Arabians are the Edomites. I know I said it earlier, but I'm still like baffled by it, man. Like, bro, I told him, I said, it was just, I would hear brother Amawan Abad. He talks about, even some of his lessons, he say, folks gonna say that Esau Edom is, and I had never encountered somebody telling me that, Esau Edom is the Saudi Arabians. Amawan Abad, when teaching every now and again, he'll say, you have folks telling you that Esau Edom is the Arabs. The truth ain't in them, and I hearken to that, But today was the first day where somebody literally hit me with, no, Esau Edom is the Arabs, not the white man. See, but when you don't go look up etymology of words, why we call them Caucasian, man? Job 30, 1 through 8 tells you that they dwelt in caves. Why do we call them Caucasian? Where does that word Caucasian, Caucasus Mountain, Georgia, Russia? You see, when you go and find out a matter, even if it's something you hear, oh man, let me go find out. Let me go find, just so you could. Oh no, no, no. See, this is where you messed up. You got to search out a matter, man. That all in details the truth of the Almighty's word, Yahweh Shai. Everything I say and do is all out of love. All glory goes to the Most High Yahweh and to His Son Yahweh Shai. House.